Hi there, Janet Fritz here for Galaxy Girl Creations. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to another day of 31 Days of Cut Files. Today we are using the Nom 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 cut file, and I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I had a lot of fun with it. I'm documenting the little guy I take care of and how much he just loves food, and that's a lot. If you stay tuned at the very end, I can't show you pictures of him for privacy purposes, but I'll have a little bit of a sound clip of him eating, and I'm not even sure you would know he was eating because he just moans and groans all the way through when he is really enjoying something. So that'll be towards the end of the video. But I'm starting out with this blue paper with stars on it. I thought it went really well with the cup that he's got and the shirt that he's wearing. And then I went to my scrap bin. As you can see to the right hand side there, I've got tons of scraps pulled out in yellows and blues. There is a little bit of yellow in the photograph with some of the bananas in the background, and then some of the food on his tray kind of leans towards a yellow. And so I thought I would pull in those colors. This piece that I'm putting in is from 49 and Market, and it is a card base from the Spectrum Sherbert collection. And then again, just pulling in lots of scraps. I don't have a lot of cardstock in my stash, but I did happen to have this yellow strip in my scrap bin, which I probably got a piece from my mom at some point and then for some other project, and that's the leftover piece. And so I'm going to use that. And then the other papers are pretty much from random companies. I don't even actually know what companies they're from, so I couldn't tell you on that. But I am inking everything up with a little bit of black soot to kind of give it a cohesive look and to make those layers pop. And then some of the layers I will have to stretch across behind the photos because the papers are actually not big enough. So I do have to kind of play with that, make sure that they stretch and are able to be seen from behind the photos. Now that paper that I just put down with the cream color background and the white stars, the other side is actually blue and it has nursery rhymes on it, and that's what the little strip is to the right hand side of the photo with the blue, where he's wearing the blue shirt. So I'm pulling, I just have a little bit of it and I'm just pulling in both sides of it because I really thought it was cute. And it brings that blue background to the foreground, and I'm pretty happy with the way that that looks. So I'm just going to keep building on this. I don't want too much of this card front or card base to be showing. It's got a lot of white in it, and I've got some cream in the background, and I don't mind mixing and matching the two as long as they are showing in multiple spots. So that's the look I'm going for. I'm offsetting the blue paper so it's a little bit left justified of that other paper so that it looks like there's more layers. And I really like that look. I love the layered paper look, and I do it frequently, whether it's this type of layering or if it's just a ton of layers behind a photo. It's one of my favorite techniques to use. So I'm pretty happy with that because it also gets a lot of paper out of my scrap bin, which is at this point really, really full. So I want to make sure I get those used up. While I work on backing this cut file with a piece of kind of bluish gray vellum, um, let me remind you that there is a playlist down below of people playing along with 31 Days of Cut Files. There's also a link to MK's channel. She is using the same cut file today. And there is a link to the Facebook group so you can go and check out all of the inspiration. You can also post your own layouts over there using cut files. They do not have to be the cut files that we had in our bundle that you could purchase. But there are still bundles available if you're interested in that. There's links for that down below also. If you're liking the bundles that you're seeing or the cut files that you're seeing, we do have them available in both a digital and a physical bundle, so you could go and check that out. Unfortunately, we are not selling the individual cut files at this time, so you would have to invest in the bundle. But if you get the digital one, you get to cut it in any size and play along with us over on Facebook because we have been doing lives here and there throughout the month using these cut files in different sizes. So you can get tons of inspiration. Okay, so now that I've got all that out of the way, I've got my cut file backed. I've got my photos laid down. I'm liking the way that this is looking. I'm just figuring out exactly where I want to place my cut file. I think I'm going to put it down here at the bottom. And then I'm going to create a little landing spot for some journaling and by using some labels that I'm going to layer up. I'm also going to do a little bit of stamping on this layout. I have some stamps that are from Kelly Perky, and they are planner stamps, but a lot of them have like food related comments on them, and that's what I'm going to use. These are older stamps, so they're probably way beyond being able to be purchased. Maybe you can find them on a like eBay or something like that. I have no idea. Haven't looked, but I'm not going to try and look for links for that because there's a ton of them because they're so old. So I did try using this blue from Catherine Pooler. I can't remember if this is Cove Blue or Stone Blue. I'd have to go and look. But this one says Big Bite on it. And so I'm going to use that. And then I am going to stamp the other images in black. So I wanted that blue one to look a bit like it is a label that was already pre-made. And then the other ones are going to be stamped in black just to bring out more of the black that I have been inking all of those papers with. I went ahead and used a little bit of the ATG over the vellum underneath the spoon and the fork, and then I'm using my liquid glue to hold down all of the other pieces because those letters are very thin. It would be very hard to apply a dry glue, a tape runner type of glue. So the liquid glue works really well, but the liquid glue also does not work great on the vellum because it likes to warp the vellum. So that's why I went with the ATG underneath the fork and spoon just to kind of tack it in place. And then I'm just using my ATG to hold down the labels that I am placing for my little journaling spot. And now I'm going to go ahead and take some of my archival ink and stamp the food related images that I am looking for. So that bottom one says hashtag delicious. The top one here that I'm getting ready to stamp once I get my label placed says bon appetit. And then the very, very top one, it says food coma. So I'm going to use all of those. And then I do have another one that says happier than a bird with a French fry. And I'm going to use that as well, but down towards the bottom uh, of the layout in that yellow paper. I do have one that says, this little tiny one, I think it says let's eat or something to that effect. So I'm going to use that also. And um, that will go on the tag, I think. So the one I just stamped said yum, and then that top one says let's eat. So I'm happy with the way that that looks. I think it looks really cute. I'm going to go ahead and put my Big Bite stamped image down here. And then I also have some dies. And now I don't know where these dies are from. They just happen to be in this bag so that I don't lose them. And I know the bag says Color Cast on them, but they're not from Color Cast. But I have this little tiny knife, fork, and spoon. And so I used the same ink to go ahead and ink up just a piece of scrap paper. And I have cut those out and I'm going to put those up in one of the top areas by the label. I apologize that I'm so far off screen. I will be sure to get back on screen here in just a moment, you guys. My sincerest apologies for that. Okay, so I am also going to use a little tiny teacup die, or maybe it's a bowl. I think it doesn't have a handle, so it must be a little bowl. And I'm going to use that down in the bottom half just to kind of bring something more down into the bottom. And I'm liking how that's looking so far. I do have I did just stamp the happier than a bird with a French fry uh, stamp. And so uh, I'm thinking right down by that Big Bite or somewhere around in here is where I'm going to put that little cup. And I end up putting it where just above that French fry stamp. And that's pretty much it, you guys. I hope that you enjoyed this one. Stay tuned here and you'll get the sound effects of a happy little man eating. And don't forget to check out everyone else playing along and go check out MK's channel. Also, I'll see you guys again tomorrow with another one. Bye bye.